My soft pink iPhone 17e is finally here. After using it for a few days, I wanted to sit down and share my honest thoughts. Is this entry-level iPhone actually worth it? Starting with the design, aside from this new soft pink color, it looks almost identical to the previous generation. The weight feels about the same too. But honestly, this soft pink? It's kind of irresistible. Compared to the pink options on other iPhones, which one do you like best? Personally, I think the 17e has the nicest shade. I've also been using this ESR Classic hybrid magnetic case. It protects the phone, but you can still see that pink, which I love. Moving on to the display, the 17e now comes with the new Ceramic Shield 2, which is said to be 3 times more scratch-resistant than before. And it's exclusive to the iPhone 17 lineup. That said, the first thing I still did was put on a screen protector. What about performance? The 17e is powered by the A19 chip, but it does come with a 4-core GPU, which is one less than the standard iPhone 17. But honestly, over the past few days, scrolling, watching videos, gaming, it feels basically the same in everyday use. And for most people, that level of performance is more than enough. Yes, it still has a 60 Hz display and the notch instead of dynamic island. So if those things really matter to you, you might want to consider other models. But for me, I don't really mind. What I do care about, though, are the upgrades that actually improve daily use. First, you now get 256 GB as the base storage without a price increase. And second, MagSafe is finally here. Magnetic wireless charging is just super convenient, and it also means I can use magnetic mounts. Whether it's for watching content or shooting videos at different angles, it just makes things easier. When it comes to the camera, if you rely on telephoto, ultra-wide, or macro, the Pro models are still the better choice. But even with a single camera, this 48MP main sensor is honestly more than enough for everyday use. Take a look at some shots I captured while I was out. The colors, the clarity, it all looks really solid. Another nice addition is the new portrait feature. Now you can shoot normally and adjust focus and background blur later in editing, which is super convenient for photos of people or pets. As for charging, I tested it with the ESR CryoBoost Foldable 3-in-1, and it took about an hour to go from 1% to 50%. And in terms of battery life, it feels pretty similar to last year's model. It easily lasts me a full day with regular use. So overall, as an entry-level iPhone, I think the 17e is perfect for people who prefer simplicity and don't really need all the extra features. At the end of the day, you don't need the most expensive option to prove anything. What matters is choosing what actually fits your lifestyle. That's it for my real use experience with the iPhone 17e. Hope this helps if you're considering getting one. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.